So you can join there, which will be pretty fucking sweet. All right, guys, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Okay. All right, awesome. So y'all on YouTube, it works on YouTube. We have been live for 30 seconds according to the little stats. So yeah, guys, scram skedaddle out of here and join on the proper platform. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Fuck you, man. Okay. Oh, damn, it's actually a lot louder than I thought on stream. Is it good audio or is it slightly too loud? All right, we got 2 people in. I remember we had 3, so I'm gonna see if we can get to 3 again, and yeah. Yeah, and let me know about all the skipped frames, all the lags, all the missed frames, all the blah 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 whatevers. I want to know about that stuff. So y'all know the deal. We waiting for more people, and I'm going to make some tea. And then when I'm back and there's no more people in, then we are going to just start without them. And yeah, so I'm going to be right back. All right, hi guys, I am back, and you know what just happened is one of the most beautiful Daoist ironies that could possibly happen. I've been hurrying it up for the last 3 hours, trying to make ends meet for this lecture, so that I get everything ready. Everything is nice, sexy, it looks good. Everything is nice, you know, and I've been really hurrying it up and actually made it. I'd done everything that I wanted to do before the lecture. Somehow I pulled it off. Like literally 3 minutes before the lecture started, I finished doing everything. And I didn't have the time to prepare tea. And now I wanted to really hurry it up with the tea, you know? I really wanted to like, come on, like get this tea fast, real quick. Like, you know, I need that tea right now. So that I'm not late for the lecture. So that we can proceed in the desired pace, so that, you know, everything happens just the way we want it to. And I spilled the tea. I literally spilled it on the stairs and I had to clean it up. And now when I came in here, I rushed into the room again I was thinking that I'm gonna tell you this story. And while I was thinking about telling the story after sitting down, I rushed again and spilled it again on my desk. So there you go. That's the Daoist irony for you. You know, a little bit of a Daoist irony. Okay, we have 4 people in the lecture. That is absolutely sensational, absolutely phenomenal. I am enjoying this. And okay, I don't think anybody else really is going to join us. At least I am not expecting anybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much all for coming in today for the show. It means a lot to me, so thank you so much for coming. And let's get to today's topic, which is success, the Chinese philosophy of success, the Chinese and Western, because we're going to be talking about the Western philosophy of success. And speaking of the Western philosophy of success, guys, right now in the chat, there is 4 of you, right? There is 4 of you, so I want to see 4 definitions of what success is. Everybody right now in the little chat thing, tell me, what is the definition of success? What does that mean to be successful? What is it? Is it a noun? Is it a verb? An adjective? What is it? What does it mean? Funny because there is obviously a little bit of a delay, and I actually don't know when are you guys gonna hear it. It's like it should be a 10-second delay. I counted up before. Being better than your parents. Oh, we're starting off pretty strong. Okay, being better than your parents, that's success. Okay, we're missing 3 definitions. Oh, I wanna hear more about that. That is okay. This lecture is not for you. Yeah, 3 more definitions of success. Come on, 3 more. 3 more. 3. I mean, unless we got 3 people who just clicked on the lecture and left, which was an ironic tragedy. But come on, give me more definitions. What is success? What is success? We have a lot of the time. This tea has a really high brewing temperature. It was good, Red. We have a really high brewing temperature. Oh, Red. Okay, because I think you just came back. Yo, should you leak? You don't know, bro, what I'm gonna be talking about anyway. Not in the full dimension. You're just gonna, if you say, okay, hold up, because you're gonna leak the trap. So maybe a little bit later, right? Although, you know what? Say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. We're gonna work with what we have. A spontaneous event. Somebody left, which is pretty sad. I don't like people leaving. Please join. Please don't leave. Please join. Oh my lord. As I was saying, this tea has a really, really hot brewing temperature. This teapot is made out of metal. I'm gonna get a glass one soon with like a wooden handle. I already have it picked out. It looks absolutely spot on. But this one, yeah, with this tea, it's a really it gets really hot, which is not that great. A horizon, an ideal to strive towards. Okay. Okay. There is 3 of us. That means we are missing a single definition of what success is. So we're waiting for a particular someone. I believe for you, Mr. Dragon. That's a dope name. Yeah. Also, the 2 of you who are just sat here waiting for Dragon to get his shit together and tell us what success is. How's everything sounding, dude? Is the sound good? Okay, there we go. Success, power, a full play. Oh, sorry. Power, full play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. Contributing that verse is success. What do you mean, bro? Oh, tell us more. Because, I think you could reword what you said because it's not that clear what you mean. But I sense that there is something below, something. You're gonna spill some tea, bro. I already spilled tea twice, so your turn. Hey, we got 4 viewers again. Let's go. Said I don't like losing viewers, and the viewers came back. It's a line from Dead Poets Society. Success is power. Full play goes on, and you may contribute. And what? Power, full play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. Contributing. Why'd you delete it? Literally, as I was reading it. Okay, whatever. The powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. Oh, okay, I'm not seeing that. So good. Yeah, that movie is pretty darn good. Although I watched it, and when I was watching it, I was focusing on something else, a certain somebody else. So I probably missed all the juice and deepness of that movie. I was kind of forced to watch it, although it was a good movie. It was a good movie. But I was made to when I was watching it, I was made to pay attention to the gay theme of that movie and not the fucking philosophical stuff in it. So you know. Yeah. Whatever 2026. Perfect name, bro. Success is the state of satisfaction with your life. Having a positive impact on the world will be success. By fucking who? Bro, you know. You can imagine. Who the fuck could I have been watching a movie with? Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Success is the state of satisfaction. It's a state of satisfaction with your life. That's also a pretty decent guess. Although the best ones were the Horizon, but Red already knows this shit. And the Dead Poets quote, the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are all pretty good definitions of success. All of them, you know, sweet, bang on the money. If you're a Westerner. And I think this is although actually no, because success is the state of satisfaction with your life. That's more, okay. The most Western one was being better than your parents. That was fucking random, like. But I expect that. Ooh, 5 viewers. Let's go. Anywho, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, so I think without further ado, we're going to begin our exploration by exploring the Western definition of success. Y'all guys submitted pretty cool definitions of what success is, and actually, you guys are way ahead of me because you didn't really give the typical bruh Western ones. Who's gonna be the Aiden Ross of China? Okay, the stream is over. Thank you, ladies. I muted myself, lol. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and goodbye. Fucking Aiden Ross gonna be sucking off Chinese Andrew Tate. If you find me Chinese Andrew Tate, I'm gonna fanboy. Anywho, guys, okay. Let us begin our today's discussion by watching a clip that I discussed with my friend before, so that's why he said the Horizon thing. Let's watch a clip from my favorite podcast, The Modern Wisdom by Chris Williamson. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's the you've already achieved goals that you said would make you happy. Again, it's the other side of this. And, you know, the fact that we take for granted things that only in recent memory we would have begged to have had the opportunity to have been able to have. And now we're flippant about them. The new car that you thought about and you researched for 18 months and then you finally got it and you just curbed the tires yesterday and you go, all right, whatever. And you're like, you spent all of this time thinking about it. The house that you're going to move into, the marriage that you were going to do, the holiday you were going to take. I told you about this last time. Morgan Housel steps out after this huge, big build-up with his kids and his wife, steps out onto the balcony of this holiday that he'd taken. And his first thought was, wow, it would be so good if we could come back here next year. That was like during the process of experiencing the thing, he was thinking about the next thing. And he caught himself and thought, okay, this means that success isn't a goal, a journey, or a destination. When you get it wrong, it's a horizon. Every single step that you take towards it, it runs one step further away.
All right. So here we reach the point of the horizon, the one that we've been discussing a little bit before. So, guys, what is success but a horizon, right? Have you ever heard the story of the Mexican fisherman? Have you ever heard the story of the Mexican fisherman? We might engage a little story time. I love story time, so maybe we're gonna get a little story time in. Have you guys heard the story of the Mexican fisherman? The delay is crazy. You guys probably still watching Modern Wisdom. Alright. Yep. Was he in a cartel? No, he was not in a cartel. That was just a fucking Mexican fisherman. Just a fisherman from Mexico. For the purpose of the story, he can be from China. Just the original story, I think, is a Mexican story, so stick to Mexico. There's a stream delay. I know there's a stream delay, but, you know, it's always delayed. I don't know by how much. When I did a test, it was about 10 seconds. But right now, it seems to be a little bit more. Actually, you know what, guys? Entertain a delay count with me. I'm going to text how delayed is the stream. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 seconds. It's delayed 8 seconds. Actually, it seems to me that the audio is mismatched with the videos. What? Do you guys also see that audio and video are mismatched? Like they're not aligned? Or is it just me? No, it's good. Okay. All right. So, let me tell you guys the story of the Mexican fisherman. Yeah. The Mexican fisherman. So, once upon a time, there was a fisherman in Mexico, right? And he's approached by the American billionaire who just moved in to the neighborhood, right? Like, to the same village, because the billionaire wanted to escape, you know, the hustle and bustle of America, go on a little vacation, so he moved next to the Mexican fisherman. And he sees that the fisherman goes out to the lake on his little boat, catches 2 fish, and goes back home at 12. And the next day, he goes into his boat, takes his little rod, swims to the middle of the lake, throws the rod, catches 2 fish, rows back home at 12. And the next day, same thing. Gets into his boat, rows into the middle of the lake, throws his fishing rod into the water, catches 2 fish, and by 12, rowing back home. And every single day he does this. So the billionaire one day wakes up and catches the fisherman in the morning as he gets into his boat and asks him, why do you finish at 12? I mean, by 12 you've caught 2 fish. So if you were to do it until 8 p.m., you'd have caught 10 fish. And the 8 you could have sold and have money. And the Mexican fisherman looks at him and says, what for? Well, so, with enough time, you can get a new boat, so you don't have to row, and you can swim faster to the middle of the lake, so that then you can catch 12 fish by 8 p.m. And then what? Says the Mexican fisherman. And he says, well, then you can pay somebody to fish together with you, so then together, by 8 p.m., you guys have 24 fish. And then what? Says the Mexican fisherman. And well, then you can get a second boat and another guy. And together, you guys can catch 36 fish. And then what? And then you can catch 48 fish. And then what? And then you can get a big ship and go into the open sea. And there you can buy a net and have a team of 10 guys. And you can catch 1,000 fish by 8 p.m. And then what? And then you have so much money. You have so much money. You can scale it up. And then what? And then when you get rich, you get to take your wife, take your children, buy a beautiful house in a place like this, move out, and catch 2 fish by 12 p.m. and spend the rest of the day with your family, says the billionaire. And the Mexican fisherman just smiles at him, gets into his boat, rows away. That's the story of the Mexican fisherman. You know, we are so obsessed, like the American billionaire, right? It was really just all Western people. More. Oh my God, I'm gonna get 24 fish, and then 36, and then 100, and then 1,000 fish. I'm gonna get 1,000 fish. I'm gonna get a boat, and then I'm gonna get another boat, and then I'm gonna have 5 boats, and they're gonna be swimming into the open waters, catching 1,000 fish a day. I'm gonna have a fish empire, so that then I can go on vacation, live in the buttfuck nowhere in Mexico, which is where you start. You need to get $1 million so that you can yourself catch a fish, have a food, and go. You need $1 billion. You need to spend 40 years of your life working like a mule so that at 60 you can enjoy what you already could have had. And now, yeah, you could say that, but in the meantime, I'm going to get a Ferrari, I'm going to Lamborghini, a Porsche, a mansion in Dubai, and a mansion in France, and a mansion in an apartment on the top floor of some New York tower. And I'm going to get a house in Bali and in South Africa, and I'm going to fly, and I'm going to watch wild lions on a fucking telescope from a helicopter. Yeah. That's all the shit that you can do and get, but y'all know that the old people, by the time they get old and 60, all they want to do is go into the middle of nowhere, fish, or fucking pick flowers, look at fucking birds. That's the type of stuff old people like doing, right? What they want to do is they literally just want to get a fucking teapot, tea mug, spill their tea again, burn their fucking finger. And that's pretty much all there is to their day, you know, that's all they want. You know, today is the National Day of Spilling Tea. Oh, because I overpoured it. I'm you know. So what is success? Really? If all it comes down to is you making 100,000 billion quadrillion million dollars and then deciding that you're gonna do whatever the fuck you were gonna do in the first place. And that actually hits both of the points that we had in the chat, which was, I don't want to butcher it. Success is this state of satisfaction with your life, and success as a horizon that keeps moving on. Red, you're just fucking exploding there in the chat. Just do whatever you want in the first place. Purpose. Bro doesn't have the patience to sit here with me for an hour and a half. Bro wants to hear purpose in the first 30 minutes and leave. Out here we're not in a hurry. Out here we burn our tongues with tea. Chill out of a vibe, you know. Whoever can guess what tea I have gets $100. Legit. Not red. You know the tea I have. You know the tea I have. Very well. How did this tea get here? Oh, is it wet from the under? Not really. Fucking tea. Rooibos? Hell no. Ain't got no rooibos tea. I'm gonna spare you guys because y'all will never guess what tea I have. I have the Indian mango chai. Oh my god, I have an Indian mango chai tea. I brought it all the way from India. I have an Indian mango chai tea. Oh, you are a mystic scholar. I am a scientist. The iconic duo, huh? Guys, we came here to talk about Chinese philosophy, so I'm not gonna deny you the pleasure of listening to me blabber on about Chinese philosophy. And actually, I'm gonna see if I have my marker. Y'all can tell a professional lecturer by the fact that he's prepared. Hold up, I'm gonna go grab my marker. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. The thing that I literally was willing to go grab more than be a professional live streamer. The iconic marker that we vibe with here at the streams. Oh my god, my camera is so high quality. What in the Cinemontage heck? Yeah. Here we go. The Faber-Castell Textliner 46 Pastel Pink marker. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, let us get going with the Chinese philosophy. So, whoops, you're not supposed to see that. Alright, so we're gonna read first. Again, guys, y'all know we start with Confucianism, move out to Daoism, start with the inferior, move on to the superior. So, yeah, let's take a read at what Confucius has to say. So this is, guys, a copy that I have of the illustrated Analects, which is just the sayings and the dialogues of Confucius himself, of the most influential and important philosopher of all China. Would Taoism be upset if I study for school whilst watching this? Yes, I think that the Yellow Emperor God of China would send heaven's rains upon you, and Confucius would step down from the heaven palace sculpture temple guard thing and smack you and say, bad student. Yes, I think that the Tao God would be upset. Anywho, guys, here is what Confucius has to say about purpose, about success, and about life. And this actually points to the very cool someone who said before about the enjoying your life, because that is exactly what Confucius says. Now, y'all can probably see this, but I cannot see this because my preview window is literally this size. Okay, there we go. The simple pleasures. Eating brown rice, drinking plain water. Fucking hell. Professional. Bending my arms around as a pillow. Pleasure, and oh my god, I'm just gonna... One more time. Eating brown rice, drinking plain water, bending my arms around as a pillow. Pleasure enough can be found in these. To me, ill-gotten wealth and prestige are like clouds drifting in the sky. Guys, y'all need to understand the status that Confucius has. He is the most important philosopher in all China, ever. He's the philosopher to them, right? There's nobody above Confucius. So, to China, to the Chinese, especially the ancient Chinese, reading a couple of sentences like this that just state the facts, like eating brown rice, drinking plain water, bending my arms as a pillow, are more pleasurable to me, the embodiment of virtue and character and being a good human being, than wealth and blah, 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 right? This is literally more important to the most important person of all of China. Right. And he's actually kind of spot on. He derives pleasure from whatever he is doing. And I know that this is Confucianism, and he's a Confucian, but he doesn't realize one very crucial thing about what success is. Y'all already know, because I am overusing this term like a professional. But ladies and gentlemen, this is none other than Wu Wei. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Wu Wei, effortless action. Now, Confucius probably would not be very happy that we are just saying that he did some effortless action, because that's a Daoist thing to do. And he's pretty Confucian, you know. I think Confucius was more of a Confucian than a Daoist, you know, just, I don't know. That's what I guess. So this is what success is to Confucius. To Confucius, success is nothing more than simply enjoying the things you're doing whilst you're doing them. That's it. Now, he also has a list of noble pursuits that he deems more worthy, more time-worthy, ironically, more worthy, better for society and the individual to do. Like, he thought that, you know, studying rigorously and, you know, cultivating inner virtue and outer virtue and rituals and familial relationships and being a good, you know, little gear in the mechanism that is society, that's the most time-worthy pursuit that one can have. That's at least what he thought, right? However, then he also goes on about brown rice, plain water, and just hanging around with his arms around his head. And that is relatively a definition of success. You know, I heard on Modern Wisdom an episode with Naval Ravikant. Naval Ravikant, who is a Western Daoist. I want to talk to him one day, which is impossible. I want to talk to him one day and or talk about him one day, definitely, because he is the Western embodiment of a Daoist tech millionaire. Like, fucking hell, bro's got everything in that regard, right? And he said that if you do not have 20 minutes during your day to just be there for 20 minutes during your day, you probably need an hour. Right? And that's probably what Confucius is getting at. You just need a little bit of time to live. But y'all know here we're not talking about just a little time to live, you know, a little nitty bitty gritty period, your fucking recess. We're not talking about recess here, right? We're not talking about, you know, just time so that you can put your ass down, scroll a little bit, or not scroll, don't scroll. Scroll's not good for you, right? But you know what I mean. This is also time to just be by yourself, you know? Time to reflect. But we came here to talk a little bit about success. We're going to talk about tranquility in the future. We're going to talk about, you know, what to do in your free time, your spare free time in the future. Yes, that's all the things that we're going to get to. But guys, right now, success. Success is a horizon. Let's come back to that. Because success has two little definitions. One is the enjoying yourself. We just finished exploring that. I think it's covered. Nothing more to say for today. But the other one is the moving horizon. The distant mountains. As you walk to them, they go away. As you approach, they move away. Why does this happen? And what does it mean for success? So does it mean that we were never gonna be successful? If it's a horizon, I mean, if you ever touch the horizon, let me know. Let me know. You have the little chat. If you ever touched the horizon, literally went there and just went like, "Hey, horizon, up," then let me know, because that's pretty exceptional, right? If you've ever touched the legit, yeah, bro, me, I touched the horizon. Yeah, okay. So, without further ado, let me reintroduce you guys to our little friend professor, who's going to read you a quote from the Tao Te Ching.
Yes. Hello again. It's me. I have come back to read you a little bit of a story from the Tao Te Ching. Yes. Okay. Let's begin. We're going to be reading chapter 15. Yes. The ancient masters were profound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. There's no way to describe it. All we can describe is their appearance. They were careful, as someone crossing an iced-over stream. Alert as a warrior in enemy territory. Yes. Courteous as a guest. Fluid as melting ice. Shapeable as a block of wood. Receptive as a valley, and clear as a glass of water. Yes. Do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? And the master doesn't seek fulfillment, not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. These are Lao Tzu poems from the Tao Te Ching are always very intriguing, and can be deceiving in their simplicity. Yes. Okay. Well, I will take no more of your time today, and goodbye. Yes. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the master does not expect, she receives. What does that mean? The master does not expect, she receives. Cheers. The master does not expect she receives. Guys, what is a horizon but an expectation of arriving? What is a horizon but an expectation of reaching it? Oh, I can almost touch it. It's just there. I can get the horizon. It's here. Yet nobody's ever touched it, you know. Nobody, ever. Not one person. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever... Actually, not have you ever. The Mexican fisherman story. Do you think that billionaire is ever going to be satisfied? Do you think that billionaire is never going to be... Is ever going to be, there? Is he ever going to be successful? He's a billionaire. Is he ever going to be successful? In his eyes. In his eyes. That's the most important part. Is he ever going to look himself in the mirror and say, I am become success? No, obviously not. It's not what the billionaire is going to do. Because success is a horizon. And you know what a horizon looks like? If you don't know it's a horizon, it looks like moving goalposts. It looks like, hey, it's right there. Let me just run over. Oh, it's gone. Oh, wait, it's over there. Okay, let me. It's right over there. And like, a cycle like that continues forever. Continues forever. So what can we do to better our lives, to make success something tangible? To get it, to have it, to attain it, to capture it. You know, can we take a blanket, jump over it, and like, yes, fuck, got it. Maybe we just need a new definition of success. Just carpe diem. You get half points for that. You get half points for carpe diem. Because of the connotations the carpe diem entails, the undertone that it has, the hedonic background of carpe diem. You know, carpe diem was about sitting on a beach and drinking wine. And then later it has been appropriated, you know. Carpe diem kind of became like, you know, whatever. The backbone of nihilist and hedonistic philosophy. And that's a... We don't like it. We don't like it here. But the half point that you do actually get is for the fact that, in essence, yeah, if you just take the literal meaning of seize the day, then yeah. How do you seize the day? What does it mean? Let's define what it means to seize the day. How does one seize the day? What does one do to seize the day? When does one know that they got a leash and the day is on the leash like a dog? How does one know this? Live in the present. 100% focus. That's a good answer. That is a very good answer. Incomplete, but good. It's like, again, half points. Because it's a really good starting point. See good in everything around and focus on oneself. Everything around and focus on oneself. That's again half points. That's again half points. Because it's like a pretty good answer, right? Oh, you know, it's kind of just being nice. Oh, fuck. It's just kind of being nice. It's like, oh, everything's good, and I'm going to focus on myself. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on myself, you know? Sounds good. What does it mean? Oh my god, the tea is still so hot in that teapot. So here is how a Chinese philosopher would thus tell you what it means to seize a day. And I already told you. If y'all were listening, y'all would have already known. Wu Wei. The thing we be talking about here almost every single lecture, because this is the end thing in fucking life. Wu Wei. What is Wu Wei for those of you who were not in the past lectures? It's effortless action. Now that doesn't mean that, what is effortless action? Or, just, vibing out here and just drinking tea all day long, staying in bed, scrolling TikTok. That's effortless. That's why before I said the carpe diem is both hedonic and good. Because it really depends on what you do about it. Pull out the Tim Cook quote. We're getting to the Tim Cook quote. We're getting to the Tim Cook quote. It's scheduled in. Living effortlessly. Actually, that's the perfect moment to pull out the Tim Cook quote. My bad. Living effortlessly is, like Tim Cook once said to his employees at Apple. When I was growing up, I was told... Oh my lord, I lost my words. Let's go again. Living effortlessly is like Tim Cook once said to his employees at Apple. Quote, when I was growing up, I was told that if you find something that you love doing, you'll never work a day in your life. At Apple, I found out that's complete bullshit. You will work harder than you've ever thought possible, but the tools will feel light in your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring it up again. What does it mean to live effortlessly? It means to work harder than you ever thought possible, with tools that feel light in your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, would you call me a successful man? Would you call me a successful man? A man of success? Because I would call myself a successful man. What am I doing? I'm out here, sat down on this chair, talking about Chinese philosophy to how many people right now? To 4 people right now, which is less than usually, but to 4 people. Gotta start somewhere. Talking to 4 people right now about the thing I love most in the world. I could talk about Chinese philosophy all day, every day, forever and ever until the end of eternity. That's what I do. I get to talk about the thing that I love most in the world to people who are willing to listen until the end of eternity. And y'all are listening to me. And I'm just out here, and I'm in the present moment. And yes, I have plans for the future. I have dreams. I have goals. I know where I'm going. For the first time in forever, I know where I'm going. Not where I will go. Not where I want to be in the future. Not where I want to be. Where I want to go. Go. What do you do to the horizon? You go there. So if success is a horizon, how do you achieve success? Well, you cannot achieve the horizon. That's impossible. It's a fool's errand. You'll never reach the horizon. So what if we change the definition? What if success is reaching the horizon, not having reached it? A little semantic play. What is the difference between reaching and having reached the horizon? Well, having reached the horizon is, yes, here it is. Here is the horizon. I've got it. I'm gonna put it in my shirt and I'm gonna, protect my horizon. Reaching is grasping for it. It's going. It's when you know where you're going. And if you don't know where you're going, it's going. So isn't reaching the horizon just pointless? No. No, it's not at all. Why? If you reach it, enjoy it. You have it, it's yours. You're the first person in human history to have the horizon. Enjoy that, I would fucking flex that. I would abandon Daoism in 12 seconds. I would like, yes. Okay. Fucking Chinese stupid guys. Wrong. Of course you cannot reach the horizon. That's the point of trying to reach it. Guys. Would you want it if it was reachable? Would you want it if you could just plop it? Everybody would grab the horizon. Everybody would have it. You wouldn't want it anymore. It'd be nothing. And that's just trying to get something you want is just dumb. You need to get it. Ladies and gentlemen. The point of reaching the horizon is... It's more like, I don't know, reaching Mars? No, because you can reach Mars. The horizon is unreachable, right? So theoretically possible, but far from possible. In a sense, yeah. Although, is reaching the horizon theoretically possible? Anyway, that's not the point, whether it's possible to reach the horizon or no. The joy of life lies in trying to reach something. And I didn't expect to touch on fucking neurobiology, so I'm gonna do you guys some Andrew Huberman podcast derived bro science about dopamine. See how that goes. What a fucking mansplain dopamine. So dopamine is the neurotransmitter chemical thing of desire, of motivation. It makes you want something. And what happens when you get it is like, spike, drop. And we all heard the basic statement that basically dopamine is like this feel-good thing. So if you spike it and it goes down, well, alright. That kind of sucks. And that's what happens after you eat 6 pizzas. 6 pizzas. You get the dopamine spike. Congratulations, you've eaten the pizzas, and now your dopamine is like, okay, time to crash. You've reached the horizon, the mini horizon. Now, what's the most fun? Getting it. Going there. And you can never really quite get. And you can never really quite get it. Because it's just out of reach. So you just keep going. And just go and 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 go. But where do you go? Your way. The thing that is effortless to you. The thing that brings you joy whilst you do it. The thing that feels like play to you and looks like work to others. I'm not going to be repeating myself, for I have done it for the last 4 lectures, 3 actually. But then again, this is talking about purpose. This is talking about the essence of what life is, what our purpose here on this earth is just getting something. Don't compare dopamine releasing to effortless work. Why not? It's literally so different. Is it? How come is it different? It's not that different. Yes, effortless works gives you joy, long-term joy, yes. And dopamine makes you addicted. No, it doesn't. I mean, yes, it does, but no, it doesn't. Dopamine doesn't make you addicted. Dopamine doesn't do shit. You can get hooked on dopamine. If it's easy, then yeah. But dopamine is itself, like... Alright, again, I'm not gonna get into how fucking dopamine works exactly, because I'm gonna end up mansplaining and saying something wrong, so... Alright, see ya, bro. I'm not gonna get into how it exactly works, because I don't know. I stated that in the beginning. I don't feel any shame in saying that I don't know how dopamine works, right? But on the surface level understanding... my understanding, it's a pretty fair connection. Anywho, let's get back to talking about Chinese philosophy, because that's the thing that I came here to talk about. So guys, success is just reaching that effortless work. That's all it is. It's the journey. You know, they say it's a journey, not the destination. But if you find a journey worth journeying, then the destination kind of ceases to matter. It will keep on moving like the horizon. It will always get bigger. Right now, I'm talking to, however many? Right now, I'm talking to 3 people on a live event on YouTube. Living with my parents. And soon enough, I'm going to be talking to 100 people living with my parents. And then I'm going to talk to 10,000 people living with my parents. And then I'm going to talk to 10,000 people living alone. And then I'm going to start doing maybe in-person events. And then something, and 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 something. There's really no end goal to any of that. I'm going to die before I get it. It's going to reveal itself to me. The horizon. It will just unwind as I progress through life. You know, as it gets better and better. I don't know if it's worth it going back to talking about how to find your Wu Wei, for I already did that in 3 lectures, so. But in short, finding your Wu Wei is really just finding what suits you, you know? I've been trying to make videos for most of my life, and for the last 2 years, I've made a grand total of 2 videos, both of them in February 2024, so the second half of 2024, nothing. 2025, nothing. And I've actually filmed videos, edited them, and had them ready to post, but I never did because of, you know, resistance. You know, that wasn't my way. That wasn't the thing that came effortlessly. That was a thing that I had to really force. That was really effortful. And then I remembered, talking live, that's the thing that I like. No redos. Whatever I say, it's out there, it's done, it's gone, it's over, the moment is gone. Even if I tried to, you know, put in a lot more effort, try to like perfect it, you know, all in my take, that's impossible. And I just get to relax in this. There's no more adjustments to be made. There's no more things that I can say, no, I don't like it. In the editing process, say, oh, actually, I could have phrased this better. I'm not satisfied with how I put this. Maybe let's go back to the script and rewrite it. I don't get to do that. Yes, I do get to prepare, and I do prepare a lot before. I prepare a lot technically. I prepare a lot also with the contents, right? Like, look, like, you know, what I had to do, right, is I had to go through all of these things, find them for you, make sure that they're ready. So I had to prepare them technically. And before that, I even needed to know that these are the exact things that I want to talk about, that I want to touch upon. That took a lot of work. You know, ironically, I said that filming videos was not it for me, and that's why literally I am making a fool out of myself on the internet, recording myself reading fucking Chinese philosophy with an old British man accent thing, something. I don't know. I get to set up the lights. You don't see it. And I'm not going to bother moving the tripod because it's really nicely placed. It's standing under a ladder that has a desk lamp mounted on it. And here I have another desk lamp thing. And, you know, I can spend... yesterday I spent 4 hours setting up my mic settings, you know, making sure that my audio is nice, it's crisp, it's clean. The look, the lights, the LUT, the colors, everything, setting it up. The light was originally more warm, now it's colder. You know, I get to sit here, you know, play, fidget, you know, get to, you know, these shortcuts where I can just, right? I get to mute myself, and that's what I said, right? I get to, you know, switch between the scenes. I have the different scenes. I have the chat set up. I have a really high resolution stream that is pretty low latency, that is zero lag. You know, the last one, it had crazy lag. This one has none. I figured it out. I worked on it. I worked on it day and night. I've been sleeping 7 hours a day because it's exams, and I'm working on this all the time. This is my effortless action. I literally don't care about anything else in the world right now. Not a single thing bothers me. Because I get to work on this. This is my success. That's why I said I'm a successful man. I get to talk about Chinese philosophy, which I love doing. Get to tell the stories of me, which I love doing. I love storytelling. I get to practice it. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get so much better. There's so much to improve. I have a list on my computer that has 2,000 characters. So let's say like 300 words, right? Circa about, maybe even less, like 250 words. Okay, that doesn't sound that impressive. But it's a list of bullet points of things that I want to improve on this thing, of that I want to include. I broke it down into 5 pillars. What does it mean, a good live event? When it means good video, good audio, good performance, good content, good branding. I've been looking into feng shui and trying to redesign my room so that it looks more Chinese, so that it looks better. I have a fucking Lego ship there, some random books, and that's it, and the fucking crappy ass armchair. That's my background right now. Not very China. And I've been sitting here learning about how to fucking design this space, figuring it out, looking at all the different things. I hate shopping. I hate online shopping, buying stuff. I don't like random gadgets, things. But, you know, it's gonna make it look better, feel better, be nicer. What, you think the video might be looking right now nice? There's so much to improve in the video quality. The only thing that I think is really well done right now is audio. I'm really happy of the audio. And guess what? It's clipping sometimes. Sometimes it just cuts it off, especially with the old man story. Y'all probably didn't hear it, but I did. And that's the little things that I get to obsess over, work on, figure out. I get to wake up 6 a.m., go to sleep 11 p.m., sleep fucking 7 hours, which I would never thought that I would say, but this is my woo way. I don't care. It's not hard for me. It's not hard as in the sense that, you know, I would just much rather, you know, put my fucking legs on my table, watch some YouTube right now, scroll my little phone thing. Because this is much more interesting to me. Much more fun. And yes, it is difficult. As in, yes, I go to sleep tired. Yes, I wake up tired, actually. Yes. I get frustrated when it doesn't work. I get annoyed that it's not the quality that I want. You know, I have really high perfectionism when it comes to production quality. I love high production quality. You know? Sorry. You know how fucking annoying it is to me right now that you can see, look, you can see like here, like this little glow. You know, if I somehow figure out a way to stick something here that is not on camera, look, see? See, I can fix that. I don't know how to fix that yet, but I'm gonna fix it, right? You see that? There? That is a reflection of a lamp that's standing there. I get to figure out what to do about that. I don't really know what I'm gonna do about it yet. I'm gonna probably handcraft for it like a little thing to direct the light so it doesn't hit the window. That's all the shit that I'm gonna do. It's all the shit that I get to figure out to do. And it's fun. It's effortless. This is what Tim Cook said. You work harder than you ever thought possible. I never really thought that I am actually capable of working all day, every day. I knew that I had the potential to like work a few hours, like, you know, maybe even upwards of 10. Recently I've been working like pretty much 13, 14 hours days. Figuring this shit out. Because I enjoy the process. It brings me joy. It's my woo way. It's my effortless action. I don't have to force it. I just do it. I'm just walking. The goal is no longer the destination. The goal is step, 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 step. That's the goal. And that is what success is, ladies and gentlemen, in Chinese philosophy, as contrasted to the Western definition of success. If you have any questions, then that is the perfect time to do a little question session. Thank you so much to the two of you that are left. And if you do not have any questions, then say no in the chat and we're going to wrap it up. And if you do, then let's entertain them. Anywho, thank you very much for coming in. Oh, we have 3 people back. Okay. Somebody left and literally joined for the last 5 minutes. Hey, bro. Yeah. So, let's entertain the questions if you have some. Thank you very much for coming. Means a lot. It really does mean a lot to have a few people sat here with me for an hour and 14 minutes. Just waiting until I get my tea done and I wipe the tea I've spilled and listen to me talk and blubber on and yap about weird crap and stuff. Stuff like that. Okay, fucking devil emoji. Alright, bro. Enjoy your little devil emoji. I don't know if that's a question or what is it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, perfect time to finish the tea. No more questions? Yeah, no more questions. I see that. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. And I will see you Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Saturdays and Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. Twice a week. Same time as today. Always. Thank you very much. Have a blessed night, my friends. Mwah.